Hi guys! Today I'm doing a video which I kind of thought of the idea for this video late at night, which is when a lot of my inspiration comes to me. I don't know about you, but basically I was kept up at night thinking about YouTube videos, which is a relatively new thing since I started this channel, and I just imagined these two sisters who were witches, because I never usually play as witches on The Sims. I kind of played it once when I bought the pack and then was like, meh, it's alright, it's nothing special. So I kind of thought, okay, I want these two sisters, but I want them both to be specialising in different areas of magic. Yeah, so I kept up about it, and I came up with these two names whilst I was thinking about it, which was Willow and Jacenta, which are two names that I really love. And I don't know about you, but when I'm thinking of characters, a lot comes from the names for me. So if I think of a name, suddenly lots of ideas for that character come to mind. So anyway, here's me making Willow, who I kind of thought, they're both going to be quite short as well, but quite spunky, kind of confident and powerful witches. And yeah, so Willow, I kind of feel like is a very fashionable woman. She's kind of like the younger sister vibe, where she's super fashionable, super confident, maybe doesn't pay as much attention to things as she should, but she's one of those annoying sort of naturals at everything she tries to do. Maybe annoying is too harsh, but she's a natural basically, and she's quite light-hearted, she's fun, she's all about having that good life, having fun. And yeah, I kind of went with that. She's got the lip piercing. I get the feeling that she's kind of travelled and she's come back and is moving in with her sister, and her sister's Jacenta is more of a serious hard worker. Maybe Jacenta stayed at home and looked after the family whilst Willow was away travelling. Willow's moved in with Jacenta and is kind of following Jacenta's lead into being a bit more realistic and responsible. Okay, so here you can see that for the Willow's traits I've chosen childish, self-assured and ambitious, which I think suits her quite well. And then I think I had to save and go eat my tea in between creating Willow and Jacenta. So for Jacenta's traits, I think I chose ambitious, perfectionist and hot-headed, yes. So here's Jacenta. I could have played with their DNA, but I thought, where's the fun in that? I love shaping Sims from the ground up. The more different they are from the start, the better. And also their kind of first appearance, the random sim that you get at the start, I think kind of gives you more of an ability to shape a more unique looking sim. It makes you do things that you wouldn't usually do. But I wanted to go with the same slanty eyebrows, sort of frowny eyebrows as Willow. But I think Jacenta's eyes are a little bit closer together, and also Jacenta has blue eyes and Willow has very dark eyes. But they've got the same mouth preset. But I think, I just downloaded some sliders. I think it was the first sliders I've downloaded before I made these two. So I'm playing around a bit with the lips, and I got that little, you can see there, the little side smile with Jacenta there. And I quite liked it. I kept it in. Because I feel like Jacenta is very knowledgeable. She's very smart, worldly knowledge sort of thing, and just gets on with stuff. So yeah, here's me shaping up Jacenta. Willow's a little bit more curvy than Jacenta, which I think kind of goes with her sort of voluptuous personality. She just spills out, oozes personality, whereas Jacenta's a little bit more withdrawn. But I feel like she's the kind of person that once she's your friend for life, and she's very loyal, and you can tell her anything. And I just really love Jacenta. I've really got a soft spot for her. Right before I started creating them, in my imagination, I had a real soft spot for Jacenta. I think maybe because I'm an older sibling myself, so I kind of get that feeling of looking out for your little sister, who can be a little bit wilder in her ways, but yeah, Jacenta's much more responsible than I am. So I think after playing this, I did go and download a lot more kinky, curly, afro style hair. I thought I had a few more than this, but I obviously didn't, so I've downloaded a lot more and have since made another sim called Lila Pepper, which I think I'll do a video on actually, because I just went crazy with all of my custom content with her and she just looks incredible. But anyway, not wanting to take the limelight off these two. So yes, Jacenta's style is much more practical, understated, whereas Willow's is more flamboyant and glamorous. Here we are. Okay, and now we're on to the house build. So I went with the apartment life, and I kind of wanted to keep their funds the same. Keep their funds as much as possible as I could, because I really like the building from the ground up. I really enjoy that about Sims. I try to cheat as little as possible in the way of funds, but I really struggled to get started with this apartment. Like, I could not decide for about 15 minutes on the wall colour, and I eventually went with this red, and this decided the theme for the entire apartment. And I kind of went with the story there. I think Willow has decorated this apartment, and Jacenta's quite happy to go along with Willow on this, because Willow is the kind of quite stylish one, and I feel like this apartment will be full of things that maybe she found on her travels, and quite colourful and bohemian, and looking like it's a gorgeously decorated apartment, but on a budget as well. So maybe like the sofas are second hand and stuff like that, which is what all of my sofas are really. I don't know when I'll ever buy a first hand, a brand new sofa. Like, I just don't see the point. So initially this corner was for the kitchen, wasn't it? And then I was like, no, the windows there, they should be for the living room. So after finally deciding to go with the green chair feel, here we go, we're getting into it now. This is when the decoration really takes off. I think I'm like, right, I've decided with the theme now, here we go. Yeah, so even at the minute, like in my house in real life, we're looking for an L-shaped sofa, and we're just looking on Facebook Market. Like, we don't have loads of money, but we could afford a new sofa if we wanted to. But there's so much better things to spend your money on, I think, when you can get just as good second hand. Like, as long as you see it first and it's not grotty or smelly or whatever, I personally don't see the problem with it. So as usual in all of my builds, I went with lots of plants, which is just like my apartment in real life. Lots of lamps and lots of plants and lots of books laying around. And I loved this little duck, but I couldn't find anywhere for it. I should have kept him in so that I could have put him on top of the bookcase when that eventually goes in, or something like that. So swapping around plants, because it's very important to get the right vibe with the plants, you know. Yes, the living room the living corner shaped up pretty well. I didn't know whether to put in this cauldron, because obviously they're going to be witches, but I know you can go to the witch realm, can't you? So I think I did eventually get rid of that cauldron. It just takes up too much room. Why are they so big? And also I got rid of all of the TVs, because TVs look ugly, and it wasn't really like suitable to have the TV on the wall, I think. It was me swapping around tellies and stuff, and I just got rid of them. So today's been quite fun because I've just cut my sister's hair, and basically I am the lockdown house hairdresser, but I have one cut and it's a boy cut. So her and my boyfriend now have the same haircut, which is really funny. Dan, my boyfriend, is a little bit shorter than my sister, who I call Boo, she's got like half pink and half blue hair, or she did a few months ago, and now it's like half this sort of faded yellow bleach colour and half like a light green where the blue's faded to like a greeny colour, and she looks just like a sort of like Korean K-pop star, like boy band star. It looks super cute. She looks ace. So, but anyway, she's just gone out to the shop to buy some brown hair dye, so she's going to do that, and then I think her hair will look really good when she fluffs it up with some gel, so she's just getting all of that now. And then we are going to watch Twilight, because it has been, I think I mentioned this in a previous video, but it's been a really hard time for us in lockdown. It feels like everything that could have gone wrong on top of lockdown has gone wrong. So I did lose my dad about 2 months ago, which has obviously been horrible. That was quite sudden and unexpected, so it's been a tricky time. But I do have a couple of sort of comfort blankets that I turn to in hard times, in the shape of Twilight and The Sims and Dragon Age. And I think that's about it for obsessions at the minute. But yeah, although I don't want to bury my head in the sand and pretend that losing my dad didn't happen, and I want to be able to mourn properly, sometimes you just don't want to feel like that, and you don't want to feel that sadness, and you want a distraction, and these things are perfect for that. And you might have seen my previous video where I have done a series called Keeping Up with the Cullens, so I've made all of the Cullens and Bella, downloaded a pre-made Cullen house and doing a little series on them, which is quite fun. So yeah, I'm living out my dreams via this Sims YouTube channel. Also, something I really enjoyed about this build is it's annoyingly the first build that I've ever done using the kind of Alt key where you can move your furniture around without it sticking to the square, and I am just fucking blown away by that. Like, that really made this build. I had such fun making this build. As you can see, like, we've kind of gone with that sort of vintagey charity shop vibe, very bohemian, very like cluttered. And also these bedrooms, right? So these bedrooms are absolutely tiny, as you can see, but I wanted the girls to have like double beds. I don't want them to skimp out. So that was fun, trying to organise these bedrooms so that you could fit in a double bed. Yay! And also, yeah, it's me just playing around with it, trying to make room so you can get in through the door, but also get a sim on the bed as well. But I think I was pretty happy with this room. This room ends up being Jacenta's room that I'm doing at the minute. I think Jacenta's like super organised. I put a little calendar in there because that means you're organised if you have a calendar. And again, went with lots of clutter and some candles because they're witches. So what's a witch without a couple of candles, eh? And some books, yeah, because she's, I feel like she's quite brainy. And like, I don't know, quite centred. And then these sparkle blinds, which are the first time I've ever seen them as well. I thought they belonged more in Willow's room, so I popped them over there. I love this old sort of reclaimed wood chest of drawers here. I would really like something like that, but I also think it kind of goes with the sort of like thrift store vibe. I think I did actually use the rosebud cheat a couple of times for these bedrooms, and especially after the bedrooms, because I realised I always do this. I forgot about the bathroom and I needed to do the bathroom and I had no money. So I did use it a couple of times, but I didn't want to use Motherload. That's just too much, 50 grand. No. No. So yeah, I did do a little playthrough with the girls after this. And I did record a bit, but I was so tired after I'd done all of this. I didn't realise I was gonna go on and redecorate the whole apartment, and then I saw it and I was like, oh no, these girls aren't living in here. Like, this is gonna have some work done to it. And by the time I'd built them, which I think each sim takes me like an hour when I'm really into it, and doing the apartment, that was probably another hour. So I'd probably been playing for about 3 hours by the end of this build, but then I was so desperate to actually play as Jacenta and Willow that I just couldn't stop, even though it was like midnight. And I did play and I recorded that, but because I was so tired, it wasn't very enthralling. Oh, here we go, here's the final pieces. So yes, this is the living room / kitchen. It looks super homey. The bedrooms I've managed to look quite homey, even though they're quite small. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this, and I'll speak to you again soon. See ya!